Alright, so I've jumped ahead to the final stage. I dressed it up and finished the painting, but I will tell you that I learned a lot in the process. The closer you get, you can see where any of the lighter colors picked up just the grit that I had applied. But if you also look inside the recesses, you can start to get into some of the color, and that green really shows up, but not in the way that I was hoping, to tell you the truth. So what I did is I decided to use a little bit of flocking in some of those areas to add some dimension, which really made it pop out towards the players. I guess here's a good spot. The darker green around and the lighter green, it looks okay. I mean, if that's all I had, it'd be fine, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. But I really wanted to add the dimension that this was a very, very old structure. So I wanted to add something else. So I did the same glue technique as you would have done for the stone in those areas. So some of the green still shows along the outsides of it. Maybe it's hard to see. Maybe here. Maybe this. You can kind of see where the paint is on the outer side with the flocking on the inside. And the next thing I thought to do was to add some of the green moss, some of the reindeer moss that you can get. You can find these at all kinds of craft stores. You can find it at Walmart. But look at that guy right there. So when I was doing that, I realized the green was very, very green. And what I needed to do was add some more brown back to it. So I touched up a few of the lighter areas. But when I used this lichen, this moss, or whatever it is, the brown stuff, I thought it looked a lot better. Just added more depth to it. If you look in this far corner here, that little patch of green, that looks okay. This patch of green, because it's laying on its side, let's get in there. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Don't you think? Here on the end, that looks pretty good. But it's when I added the brown pieces, or just added texture, like in there, I think it looks even better. Alright, so let's fly in a little closer and see what there is to see. Yeah, you can see those bits. There's a different kind of moss that I use there. It looks a little bit more like a fern that's growing. Try to use it in a couple little places, like right here. Just so that it's growing. Yeah, you can see it really well there. I think that looks better than most of the other places where plants are growing. And then even putting some of it here on top, I think that's the best. That looks the most like some stone outcropping where moss has grown up on top of it. And I don't know if I did much green paint in here. I think it looks really cool. So final verdict on this bad boy. This was a lot of fun. And I'm going to put some pictures in just a couple moments to show you the game, the actual game that my players had in this area. It didn't go exactly as I thought it would, but that's sort of how it normally goes with games like this. But there are a couple takeaways I had. One, this took me a little while to do, not super long. The tower that I created took a little bit longer because I had to create things, create new techniques that I'd never seen before, used before. This is sort of basic, but it just took a lot of pre-planning. So that pre-planning stage I did, super crucial. But look at the size of this thing. I mean, you can count the squares to get an idea of just how long it is and how wide it is. And when you put this on the table, your players would love it. They're going to freak out. They're going to see the details. They're going to want to look at it. They're going to want to take pictures and send it on their social media platforms. But we're done with it. I don't know if I'll use this again. This might be it for this old fort. Maybe I'll keep it and reuse it at another time. But something else that's kind of funny is the different types of styrofoam. You know, you look at it and it's rock and it looks like it might be actually be stone, but then it's got a little bit of a give to it. Especially back here, I use a different kind of styrofoam, and it's really, really squishy. So it's kind of weird to wrap your brain around that. But I don't know what I'm going to do with this now. You know, should I donate it somewhere to a gaming shop? Should I just put it in a closet, and then do I write a game to use this again? I don't know for sure. So what I would suggest, if you're going to do something like this, try to go more modular, if at all possible. Maybe do these in sections. Maybe this would be a section, this would be a section, here and here, and then you could just put little lifts up underneath it, so that you could only use portions of it if you want, and then it would all be stackable, because this, not very stackable. I've already dinged it and damaged it a little bit up front. I did this before the game even began, this part right here, so I just darkened it back in a little bit and pretended it was supposed to be that way. Same down there, you can see the damage with the white actually showing through. But any mistakes that you make in the creation of this is fine. You can see that little ding right there. Just looks like damage. It's fine. You know, if you do any of the stonework and it's not what you thought, maybe you took too big a hunk out of it, it still works, so you can just roll with it. Alright, so that'll wrap up this ruin build, this fortification or castle, whatever you think would look good in your game. You can see you can dress it up all manner of ways. I like the first room as sort of an entry room, and then here maybe like a throne room, some sort of a large ballroom, and then you have two upper rooms where you can hide some bad guys or some secrets that your players would find a little bit later on. Just having different layers of play I think are pretty cool. So I didn't expect it to take this long to put these videos out, since I wasn't doing a full-on tutorial, but maybe next time. Maybe that's what I'll do. Some sort of tutorial every step. You can do it along with me, or you can just watch me do what it is that I do, and I'll see you next time on the Crafty Bastard Gamer.